Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Vacation Rewatch, where we watch things while we're on vacation. I'm Justin.
I'm Pablo.
And I'm Moy.
Yes, Moy's back. So you know it's going to be a better episode, right? We shouldn't even do this unless Moy's here.
I'm with that. Yeah, let's quit.
Sounds good to me. So today we are doing episodes 19, 20, and 21 of Arrow, Season 1. Starting off with episode 19. Episode 19 was about this girl that Detective Lance finds. She's dead. She overdosed on vertigo. And who does Lance think it is? None other than Tommy. Tommy Merlin. Pablo, what did you like about this episode?
I like that we had vertigo back on the street. It was a good thing that there's someone making it. Is it the count? We don't know. I don't know. I thought it was a good episode, probably my favorite episode of this batch. Justin, what are your some thoughts you had on this?
Yeah, we find out that the count is pretty messed up. I don't know if I'm a fan of that, but so Lance goes to do some research and the count is drugged up to hell. They're like, there's nobody here. Did you like that, Pablo?
I would have liked an original count, like in the comics. In the comics, he's an older guy and he's got more powers. But I like the twist on it. The only thing I didn't like was, to me, it was obvious. When you see Lance walking up the stairs, they linger on some guy. It's like, who's this guy? You know, we haven't seen him. It's obvious he's up to something, and I just thought it took me out of the episode. What are some other stuff that you enjoyed this episode?
I really like the shadow training montage. Not a montage, but the training scenes with Oliver. She's doing like Mr. Miyagi and him, telling him to hit water so that his hand will be stiff. Yeah, and it works. Who would have thought it would work? Guys, we really need to learn how to hit water, and maybe we'll be strong like Oliver. We'll finally be able to do real arrows, guys.
Well, the thing about that is he's got an awesome trainer who's not only able to keep up with Slade, but possibly even defeat him and know some tricks that he doesn't know.
Their fight scene was really cool together.
Moy, what are some stuff that you enjoyed about this episode?
I like the part when Detective Lance is accusing Tommy of selling vertigo. So he goes all over the club and gets a warrant and everything and goes inside
the basement of the
basement
club?
Yes, the basement, and they find nothing because Tommy hid everything.
You see, I don't see how you guys can hate Tommy for that. If he's looking out for
he's being a little
he's
annoying. He didn't
have to clean anything of the.
But he said he
didn't
was annoying, not an asshole, right?
I don't know. I don't know. There's reasons. But
what about something you did like, Pablo?
I liked how when it looked like the arrow, Oliver was down for the count. He's got a trick arrow. He's got an explosive up his sleeve, and is able to detonate arrows remotely. I thought that was really cool, and I would like to see more of that because I don't think we see that ever again.
I'm pretty sure there is one where he shoots it at a tank, and he uses that exploding arrow one before. We've seen it already. I would not in the next one or the next two something. I
would still like to see that more. Maybe timed explosives, huh? And to close this episode, Maury, what are some final thoughts you had?
Yeah, Diego and Felicity try to find Deadshot without Oliver's knowledge. I think that's pretty cool, but it's all gonna go west.
Is it? Pablo, why don't you tell us?
So in this episode, we have a family that Laura is looking after to try to win a case is being hunted down. Unfortunately, the killer succeeds and takes down everyone except a child that Laurel decides to look after for 48 hours. At the same time, we have Deadshot coming back to Starling City and see what happens with Diggle there. Justin, what did you think of this episode?
I like the killer. He was really cool. What do you think of the killer, Moy?
Oh my god, I like the part where he just barges in and he's like, what a beautiful home.
He was like creepy and awesome at the same time, like creepy and badass at the same time, wasn't he?
And then when they would like look at his face, they're like, oh, he looked at my face. But he won't look at my face no more.
One thing I didn't like, though, is Tommy's still bitching, right, Moy?
Oh, my God, yes!
Justin, can you explain?
So he's getting mad because Oliver, he knows, wants to get back with Laurel. He thinks Laurel wants to get back with Oliver. Just get over it, all right? Move on, Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
stop complaining about it.
Okay.
And he's being annoying. He's being whiny, I feel. That's just my thing. Pablo, what'd you think?
So I think the opposite. I think Tommy has shown great character growth from the party guy that he was to where he's at now, being able to confront a kid and tell him, you know what, bad things happen, but live on and think of the good memories. And it's also, he has to swallow his pride and go to Oliver, and Oliver just decides to leave. So I see that as a negative on Oliver, not Tommy. Speaking of Tommy, he's still with Laurel. Not for long, though. But in this episode, Laurel played a very smart and integral role.
Okay.
And it was by her being able to tell Chief, or what were they?
The lieutenant?
She was able to tell that lieutenants have a 1 in their shield, so she should not trust the guy who was at the doorstep. And I thought that was great writing.
That was cool, I guess.
Yeah, I like it.
I like when she says, my dad taught me more than just to be what was it, like a cop's daughter, just a shotgun? Boom! That was pretty badass.
That was pretty badass. But one thing I really hated about this episode was Felicity saying that she doesn't want to be a cyber criminal. And then in season 4, exactly, it just goes on. They didn't know what they wanted to do with this character, and it kind of pisses me off.
Wasn't she already a cyber criminal by this time? Because she'd already been hacking like the Pentagon in like college. Technically, she should already be a cyber criminal.
That is true. But one thing, she did have a throwaway line saying that she wasn't blonde, and I think that's the only good thing continuity that we had.
the only Felicity continuity we have.
But that's just the one thing I disliked about this episode. Moy, what are some likes or dislikes you had?
I really like the part where Diggle and Deadshot go at it, fighting, cool. and Deadshot obviously won because Oliver wasn't there. So Diggle's like, "What the hell?" Yeah,
good character growth between them. It shows that even though they work together, there is a struggle there.
Yeah,
to still try to contain their egos, or
I guess
try to moving forward as a team. I mean, this was pretty much a perfect Arrow episode. You have an Oliver Diggle fight. You have Felicity doing magic with computers.
And then it had a great cliffhanger with Yao Fei.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? Yao Fei screwed Oliver and...
His own daughter.
His own daughter and...
Slade.
I was like, what the hell? So I stopped watching there, so I'm out.
Moy.
The
show's not over.
We still have one more episode. Moy.
What do we do now?
We continue on without him the way he would have wanted.
Okay, then. Well,
so anyways, moving on to episode 21.
In episode 21, we have Felicity continuing to track down Walter, and she finally has a lead. And not only that...
We finally reference Walter.
That's true.
For the first time.
We have Walter back in I don't know how many episodes. Not only that, we get an understanding what the undertaking is, and the flashbacks playing into... The flashbacks help put everything together.
Yes, they do. Pablo, what are some things you like this episode?
One thing I really enjoyed was it was a throwaway line for people who don't really know, but they mentioned Ted Cord, and if people aren't aware, I mentioned this before, but he is the inventor of the Blue Beetle suit. So that's really cool that they mentioned him, and that they're still trying to get a Blue Beetle. They've been trying since like season 2 or 3, so we'll see if it happens. Hopefully, I'd be excited.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do you want one? Yeah, I guess you do. I don't care.
If it's done right, I would love it. But you know, a morphing suit. How are you gonna do that? An alien morphing suit.
That's what it does? Holy crap.
And back to me. Stuff I also liked in this episode. I also liked how Oliver was so ruthless. There was a point where there was some broken glass on the floor, and he just grabs it and throws it in their face, blinding them. But, I mean, come on. That's a badass shot.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. That's pretty badass.
But this is just my likes. Justin, what about you?
One thing that I liked was that we got to see the flashbacks to the day that Oliver and his dad left on the Queen's Gambit, and that helped set up what they were trying to set up then is now 5 years later what this season's about, and it's about Malcolm Merlin wanting to blow up the Glades. And what will happen? Will he succeed? We will find out next week on episodes 22 and 23 of Arrow.
That's pretty much it for this episode.
Yep. Made Moy so mad he walked off.
He still hasn't come back. But Justin, what was your favorite batch?
Favorite batch?
From this batch, what was your favorite episode?
Probably
19, 20, 21.
I like 20 because the kid.
Mm-hmm.
But 19 was pretty badass. I mean, Laura was pretty badass in 20. I don't know. Maybe it's a tie. I'll go with tie.
Okay.
Ties suck, but I'm going with tie. Pablo?
I just didn't enjoy 21. It was okay, but I thought, going in after 19 and 20.
You don't like preppy boy Oliver?
19 and 20 was pretty badass, and I hate preppy Oliver. What's up with his hair?
What's up with his skin? Why is it so white? It looks like he hasn't been out in the sun very often. That's been Vacation Rewatch. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, play with your friends, watch it with them. Hit that little bell. You'll get notified when there's new episodes because DC shows are coming back. So that means more DC on TV for some reason.
Also, don't forget to comment down below and let us know what your favorite episode was.
Yeah, Moy, what was your favorite episode since you didn't do that? Hey, Moy, you should be watching this since you left. You need to catch up.
Don't forget to follow us over at Screenophiles on Instagram.
Why?
We're going to start posting as soon as the DC shows come back on.
I guess. That's been Vacation Rewatch. You've been rewatched. You will be missed, but you will not be forgotten.